why you being not able to get hypnotized, it's actually complete bullshit. And going further, if you feel you cannot meditate, I'm going to show you the reason why, and I'm going to show you that the problem is never you. Okay. Welcome to the Effortlessly Abundant Life podcast. I'm Natalia, a certified hypnotherapist and a mindset shifter. Not too long ago, I was a broke, burned out, multi-passionate single woman to now making six figures effortlessly, marrying the love of my life and attracting what I want by using my unique bridge method. I'm here to help you achieve the results you want in any area of your life by owning your true unique self with less doing, less stress, and definitely less effort. Now let's jump to today's episode in 3, 2, 1. Hello, my gorgeous souls, and welcome to another episode of Effortlessly Abundant Life. How is your weekend? I hope you enjoy the weird summer / fall that is happening here in New York City. We kind of snuck in a day in the beach, couple of hours, because you know me, I love the beach. I love summer. So for me, a weekend not spent in beach is it's just not a good weekend. Also, I don't know if you have kids or not, but I highly recommend if you kind of want to do something special with your family or just your partner or just with yourself, is do a movie night. And I kind of miss going to the movies, right? But I feel like there's no worthwhile movies to actually go to the cinema and watch it. So I just kind of like said to my family and to my son and to my husband's like, let's do a movie night. And every week we're gonna put popcorn, we're gonna get our blankets, we're gonna dim the lights, we're gonna watch a movie and just do like some quality family time. So every Friday night or Saturday night, we're doing movie night. And this weekend, we actually watched The Lorax by Dr. Seuss. And this movie was such a good movie. And again, if you have kids, it's a must watch. Even if you don't have kids, it's so appropriate for the adults. I actually feel it was more targeted for us, for the adults, because it was talking about how I grew up with no cell phones, right? And I think we were introduced to cell phones when I was like maybe 12, 13, 14, or something like that. And it was super, super basic, right? Like simple Nokia. Like you can't obviously go to internet. Like you have to, I remember the router, it was like a whole thing to get it going. It was super slow. Everything was heavy. Everything was like, it was a thing. But what's interesting in the movie, they show you how the greediness of the people that wanted to sell something for the people, how they took the greed and completely destroyed nature, destroy nature. And by destroying nature, they're starting selling things to, like, I don't want to spoil the movie, but basically they're selling something that nature can only provide. Let's put it that way. And it's like continue selling us stuff where it's all in the end of the day, it's coming back to our true essence that is nature and it's part of us. But it's amazing to see how, and you can see it in the movie, how they completely persuade people to think that nature is dirty, it's not efficient, it's not cool, and yet science, and yet something that is labeled with flashing kind of colors and all these advertisement is so much more appealing than what we always had, which is nature. And how the courage of one boy completely changed the whole entire town and nature. And it was just such a good movie because if you're into escaping the matrix, if you are all about really kind of waking up, and this is such a good movie that I recommend watching. And of course, I cried because of How will I not cry? And it just made me so, so sad to think that this is what is happening right now. Like literally, we traded nature and we thought the nature is not good. And we prefer to have artificial, technology-based, science-based, where we convinced that this is so much better than what actually nature can give us and provide us for free. And it's just this brainwash that we all been part of. And I'm talking about escaping the matrix and really understanding coming back to our true essence because we are nature. We're coming from nature. That's something that we cannot change. And no matter how science is always going to be trying to hack nature and the and source and God and what I believe is something we will never be able to put into a science experiment, or it's just that something that we cannot see, but we know it's there. It's something you can only feel. And that is what, some people having hard to find to like believing this unless they see it. But yet, when you feel it, is that knowing that I can't even explain it. It's something that you have to experience for yourself. And that is the magic of source, right? It's not something you can see, but you can actually see it in just in different ways. It's not a figure, right? But it's everywhere. You can feel the presence of it. And you're part of it. So, as I said, highly recommend. It's an oldie but a goodie. And today, today's episode, we're going to talk about why you being not okay. Let me just rephrase it because I'm probably going to write it differently in the title. But basically, why you being not able to get hypnotized, it's actually complete bullshit. And going further, if you feel you cannot meditate, I'm going to show you the reason why. And I'm going to show you that the problem is never you. Okay. And how I came into this realization and what I did with that. So you're not part of the statistic and you can actually enjoy your life and create the life of your dreams by hacking your subconscious mind, because that's what it's all about, right? So just know that if you cannot get hypnotized or if you cannot sit down and meditate, you are not alone. Actually, when we think about it, I know so many people having a hard time to sit down and meditate and they just skip it all together because they think they're just not those people that can sit down and meditate. Or if you went to a hypnotherapist and you tried a traditional hypnotherapy and it just didn't really click, something didn't feel good, it didn't feel resonating, it obviously didn't give you the results that you want. And then you thought, oh, hypnotherapy is it's just not for me. And the reason why I even brought it up, by the way, is I had a meeting with somebody that is really well connected. And we started talking about what we do and what we do for fun. And I told him, listen, I also do hypnotherapy and I do subconscious rewiring. And he got so lit up and he got so excited. I said, oh my goodness, my best friend is actually a famous hypnotherapist. And I said to him, well, did you try hypnotherapy? Did it work? How it worked? Like, tell me all about it. He said to me, well, interesting enough, my friend told me that I'm one of the small percentage that cannot get hypnotized. So he said, unfortunately, I'm not going to be enjoying this, but I know how amazing it is. And I wish I could experience and have the results because I know the results are completely crazy for those who are, it actually works for them. So I try to take a deep breath in and not right away say my truth. But I told him, can I tell you what I think and what comes through for me, for you right now? He said, yes. I told him, listen, it's a complete bullshit. I'll be truly honest with you. I think that everybody can get hypnotized, and I'm going to prove to you right now. He said, really? Okay, show me. Said to him, well, speaking of the movie that I told you about, imagine right now your favorite movie that you're sitting right down and you're kind of taking a deep breath in and you're smelling the popcorn and you're seeing all the colors and you're listening to the music that really moves you and you're really connecting to the story. Do you feel something? He said to me, yeah, absolutely. I cry in the movies, actually. He said, I hate to admit it, like I'm a man, right? But I cry. I said, well, that is your proof that you can get hypnotized because the mind doesn't know the difference between reality and imagination. And hypnotherapy, it's all about using imagination, using the subconscious language, right? Subconscious mind to really reprogram into the results and behaviors that we want to see and experience in our life. He said to me, so interesting. I said to him, well, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I'm just telling you. Number one, start to question things. Don't take things as is. Even if somebody very known and very expert and also a friend of yours told you that, don't take it like in a grain of salt and just kind of like say amen. Always question things. And as I said, if you have ability to imagine, if you have ability to feel, if you have ability to experience life, you absolutely have the ability to get hypnotized. The thing that I found with traditional hypnotherapy, not only it doesn't work for a small percentage of people that they say they are lacking the ability to let go of control or imagine, they're more practical, they're very kind of grounded people. The more operating in the right sphere. Well, what's interesting that I found that most people don't really connect with hypnotherapy because what I found that traditional hypnotherapy is just almost like it's a guided meditation that is walking you through kind of more a visualization of a scene, taking you down and slowly get you into that wavelength that is what we call an alpha theta state where you are open to suggestions. The problem is that I see, and probably you can relate to that, that most of us are so burned out. Our nervous system is so burned out. We are constantly busy. We're constantly being efficient. We're constantly being bombarded with information, with notifications, with things to do, with constant things happening around us, right? On top of, let's talk about war. Let's talk about things that are much more heavy on our nervous system. It's very hard for the body to kind of go from 100 where you're super alert, super, because you need to, right? You need to be super focused. You need to be super alert. You need to respond fast to calming your nervous system and sitting down and be fully open with your theta state where you're open to suggestions. The gap is too big. And that is why it just doesn't work. You feel a little shift, but it's not enough for it to go all the way down to the theta state where you actually changing and rewiring your synapses, your subconscious mind. So here is why I created the bridge method, because the bridge method is multiple things, but the bridge method is really bridging from the conscious to the subconscious. That is where I found the golden spot for a lot of people where they couldn't really connect to the traditional hypnotherapy or meditation is, again, as I said, it's the problem that the body doesn't feel safe. The body doesn't feel like it can actually sit down still and feel safe because it feels like it needs to be doing something, needs to be protecting itself from something. It needs to do something. And yet, sitting down and quiet or sitting down and listen to suggestions, it just feels too far off. That is why I created a specific somatic and breathwork combination to really calm down your nervous system, to allow your body to feel safe in the body. That is the missing component that a lot of hypnotherapists, don't do. Is just read a script, and I respect them a lot because I used to do it too, right? In the beginning, but then I saw like there's a better way to do things. And I always try to find the best tools and the best ways and the best ways to give the best results and the fastest way. And that's how bridge method actually came about. So creating this bridge while using somatics, using body movement and breath, specific breath patterns, is significantly reducing your awareness state in terms of your nervousness, in terms of your anxiety, in terms of your state of your brain. So when your body can physically come down, when your nervous system can physically come down, when your breathing can actually get lower and be more deeper, now we're open to suggestions. Okay. And other than that, another thing that I notice that speaking about the script, it's very visual. But yet, we're also different, right? We perceive reality in a completely unique way. Some people are more kinesthetic, some people are more oral, some people are visual, but some people are more into maybe smelling, right? I found that the best way to really create a full kind of transformative and experience with the wanted behavior and experience that we want to have in our life is to combine all of those things. It's not just to do one thing. And also, you have to know the language of the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind doesn't think in words, it doesn't think in traditional conscious conversation. Like what I'm talking to you right now, your subconscious mind just picking up symbols, it picks up visuals, it picks up smells, it picks up colors, it picks up textures, it picks up if you see me on YouTube right now, it picks up my body language and also my energy, right? That is what 97% actually going and resonates with you. It's not what I say, it's the how, it's the in between the words, it's the breaks, it's the pace, it's my tone, it's all these things that not really conscious. So again, just going through a script is just a very limited way to approach our very multidimension brain and body, right? So that is why I use this multisensory and really specific to the subconscious mind to really get your subconscious mind to completely be on the same page with me. So you can really get faster results and you can really embody it in such a deeper level than just, as I said, just the verbal, just the kind of like visual aspect of it. Um, Good. Another thing that I saw that is a lot of times, again, it's the bridge in between, is also when you take them in traditional hypnotherapy, you just take them to a certain wavelength, which is alpha or theta. I like to go to the theta, which is a deeper state, is the fact that they don't do any clearing of the actual belief. Now, here's the thing. If you just go to right away to implement and kind of, let's say you are smoking, okay? Let's use a very simple behavior, right? Smoking, drinking, it doesn't matter. It's all comes from the same place of numbing yourself or hiding or trying to numb some kind of a deeper issue. It's never about the smoking. It's never about the drinking. It's never about any of those things. It's always something more emotional that we covering with the physical thing. So what I notice that the problem is when you, let's say, if you smoke, right? And I go right away in taking you to that alpha state through visual, through regular, as the most hypnotherapists do, take you to that visual, take you down the stairs and get you into and saying to you all the suggestions that you're no longer a smoker, you are disgusted by cigarettes, blah, 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 blah. The problem is you kind of like patching the actual problem. It's almost like if you go to a hospital with the bleeding open wound. I'm just going to put, instead of like cleaning it up, really make sure it's sanitized, make sure it's sealed, make sure there's no, if needed, stitches. Instead of that, I'm just going to put a plaster on, right? I'm just going to put a Band-Aid. That is not going to work, right? So that is why traditional hypnotherapy doesn't work, because we just put a Band-Aid by just like, here's a Band-Aid. It feels a little better, but it doesn't heal the wound. The wound needs to be addressed in order to feel like it can let go. This energy needs to be released. And you cannot release it until you actually face it, until you actually go deeper. You actually can kind of address it and heal it and let it go. So you see how many are gaps out there in the traditional hypnotherapy? And I'm not even talking to you about the fact that, there need to be a trust factor, right? Some people just, if you believe, let's say hypnotherapy is just not working, or it's weird, or it's like, it doesn't work, of course you're not going to have it work for you, because your belief is the most important and most potent and most powerful thing. And I always say that. It's not about the crystals. It's not about the sage. It's not about, the cards. It's your belief in them. It's the power you give it. And the power you give it, it's what is actually help it to be helpful for you, right? But it's never the external things. It's always you. So if you don't believe in it, and let's say you don't trust your therapist, or you don't trust the system, or you don't trust the actual ability of it to help you, it's going to be very hard to help you with that. Right? So really look into, if you find that hypnotherapy doesn't work for you, really start first with understanding, like, do I trust it? Do I trust and know that it could help? If not, that's okay. Because the belief is the most important thing. By you convincing yourself and then like trying it and then proving yourself that it didn't work, it doesn't help the situation, right? And as I said, it's really about, as I said, doing all these things to really get you to that space. That's why I created Bridge Method. And that is why I'm so excited for my app coming up soon. Feel on Cloud Nine. That is a combination between breathwork, somatics, and subconscious rewiring, all those three in one sitting. So whenever you sit down, you don't just go from 100 to 0. You are going through an experience in a very short amount of time, because who has the time to sit down for 2 hours? Nope. You're going to experience the somatic, you're going to experience the breath work, and you're going to experience the deep subconscious rewiring to see the results that you want in your life, to manifest the things that you want in your life, and also feel that deep, deep peace that I feel we all need right now, right? We all in a very pivotal and important and, how would I say, interesting time that is going to require from us so much more anchoring into ourselves and find the peace within us. And help having this kind of tool in your back pocket is life-changing. So it's coming soon. I promise you. It's already, I'm waiting for the Google actually to approve it. So if you have an Android, or you don't have an iPhone and you want to enjoy it, I want to make sure you're gonna guys have it as well. But really look up for all the announcements and all the things coming up in my Instagram account called Feel on Cloud Nine, exactly like that. And you're gonna get all the notifications when it's coming up soon. But if you don't want to wait and you want to customize hypnotherapy session, if you're experiencing right now something that you feel like you always, doesn't matter what you do, doesn't matter how much you're aware of it, doesn't matter whatever it is that you do, it's just you always come to the same results. You always feel like you're stuck and nothing is really working. I highly suggest to try this method for yourself and experience it for yourself. So if you feel that that is something that resonates with you, You can go ahead in the show notes. There's going to be a link to schedule a single call with me, where you can use it as your subconscious rewiring. Where you can experience the somatics, you can experience the breath work, you can experience the clearing and the subconscious rewiring to really get yourself unstuck and live your truest, best life. And it's not some wishy-washy thing. It's real. It's real because 97% of your reality is actually determined by your subconscious mind. And if you went to therapy multiple times and nothing worked, or you tried even like a regular hypnotherapy, it didn't work, I promise you it's something that you never ever experienced. And this is truly why I'm so passionate about it, because it works. So all these information is in the show notes, but the whole point of this episode is, number one, never take anybody's opinion, let's put it that way, as your truth. Always doubt it. Because I could be one of those people who say, meditation is not for me. And say, oh, hypnotherapy is just not for me. But yet, me going deeper, me actually saying, well, I don't accept it. I know there's a better way. And going and finding that way and creating this method that not only helps me, but my clients, and soon enough for you as well. That is what it's all about. So never, ever take anybody's word as, the ultimate truth, because it's not. And as I said, I'm very excited for the app to come soon. And I hope you guys enjoying your day wherever you're listening. And if you have any questions, if you have any type of comment or anything you want to chat on, hop on my Instagram, find me on Effortlessly Abundant Life, and DM me if you have any questions. I would be more than happy to assist you with that. So with that, guys, I hope you're having a beautiful day. Whatever is left from our summer, I hope you're making the most out of it, and you're going to the beach or pool or whatever makes you happy. And I'll see you guys in our next episode.